Good evening. Welcome to the class. Hello, Renee. How are you? Renee,
Hi, I'm okay, teacher. Hi, I'm okay, teacher.
amazing. Nice to have you here, Renee. And hello, Jose. Welcome. How are you today, Jose?
Hello,
Hello.
I'm eating, so sorry, but I'm
It's
happy.
okay. Don't worry. Thank you for joining. And let's see, we are only going to wait 1 minute and then we are going to start with the class. Just 1 minute. Let's wait for the other classmates. Well, today we are going to learn this topic, quantifiers. So we are going to start with the quantifiers. Let's see. Maria is coming. Hello, Maria. Welcome. How are you today, Maria?
Hi, good evening.
Good evening,
I
Maria.
am fine.
Amazing. Thank you for joining, Maria. And hello, Gerardo. How are you today?
I'm fine, teacher. I'm fine.
Great. Thank you for joining, Gerardo. And Mari, welcome. How are you doing, Mari?
Hi, teacher. Good night.
Good evening, Mari. Welcome. So we are going to start, guys, with this activity. I'm going to ask you these questions and you are going to speak as much as you can. So let's begin with the first participant. And let's see. Let's go with Gerardo. Gerardo, how many pupuserias are there in your neighborhood, Gerardo?
Excuse me, teacher.
How many pupuserias are there in your neighborhood?
Uh, are there three
Three
area in my neighbor?
in your neighborhood. Very good. And let me ask you, how often do you go to these pupuserias? How often? Every weekend, every day?
Every day, no. Hey, sí, every week, cada
On the
semana, cada fin de semana, como puedo decir.
You can say it like this. Every weekend.
Oh, every, every weekend.
Very good. Every weekend. That's nice. And let me ask you, how many pupusas do you eat?
Yes,
How many pupusas do you eat, Gerardo? How many?
12, 4,
Four. And finally, let me ask you, let's see. How much salsa do you like with the pupusas? A little bit or a lot of salsa? Gerardo, how much? How much sauce, salsa?
A little bit.
A little. Okay, that's nice. Very good, Gerardo. Thank you for sharing. And now let's see, let's go with another participant. And now we go with Maria. Maria Rivera, let me ask you, how many pupuserias are there in your neighborhood, Maria?
Um, it's about 3.
3, great. And let me ask you, how often do you go to these places?
Mm, every weekend.
Every weekend, very good. And let me ask you, how many pupusas do you like to eat, Maria?
Um, 2. 2.
2, only 2.
Yeah.
And let me ask you, do you like salsa encurtido or only the pupusas?
Salsa y curtido.
Okay, great. And finally, what is your favorite type of pupusa?
Queso con loroco.
Okay, so you like cheese and I think loroco is the same thing. So you can say cheese and loroco. Very good.
Cheese con loroco. Cheese and loroco.
Very good, Maria. Thank you so much for sharing. Let's see, who else are we going to ask? Let's go with Jose.
Hello.
Hello, Jose. Let me ask you, how many pupuserias are there in your neighborhood?
Here in my neighborhood are 2 pupuserias.
2, that's nice. And let me ask you, how often do you go?
I go if I want.
So any day.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And let me ask you, how many pupusas do you like to eat?
If I am hungry, I eat 4 or 5.
4 or 5. And let me ask you, do you like salsa encurtido or only the pupusas?
I like salsa and the pupusas.
Very good. And finally, let me ask you, what is your favorite type of pupusa?
Probably mix and only cheese.
Okay, that's nice. Very good, Jose. And finally, let me ask, let's see. Let's go with Mari de Gonzalez. Mari, how many pupuserias are there in your neighborhood, Mari?
5, teacher.
5. Those are many. Very good. And let me ask you, how often do you go?
Every weekend.
Every weekend. And let me ask you, how many pupusas do you eat, Mari?
3, teacher. 3.
3. And what is your favorite pupuseria? You said that there are 5. So what is your favorite pupuseria?
I like pupusería here next to my house.
Next to your house? Great. So it's very close to your house.
Yes, teacher.
That's great. Very good, Mari. Thank you so much for sharing. And who is missing? Let's see. We are only missing Rene. Let me ask you, Rene. How many pupuserias are there in your neighborhood?
There are 3 pupuseria.
3, very good. And how often do you go, Rene?
Repítame, teacher.
How often do you go to these pupuserias?
Okay, teacher. Twice a week
Twice a week. Great.
or
And let me ask, mhm,
or more.
or more. Very good. And how many pupusas do you eat, Rene?
Um, 4, teacher.
4. That's great. And finally, how much salsa do you like with the pupusas? A little
Yes,
bit or
teacher.
a lot?
Um, alone salsa.
A lot of salsa. Very good. Thank you so much, Rene, and everybody for participating. And now we are going to start with the topic. So, quantifiers. And help me read, Gerardo, this one right here. The use of quantifiers.
We use quantifiers to give information about the quantity of
Of something.
something,
Mhm.
how much or how many.
Or how many. Very good, Gerardo. So, as you can see, quantifiers, we use them to give information about quantity. That is very important, about quantity of something. And here we have 2 examples. And let's go with Maria. Can you help me read these 2 examples, please?
We ate some bread and butter. We saw a lot of birds.
Very good. Just one thing, Maria. This one, like this bread.
Bread,
Very good. And now this one, butter, like butter.
butter,
Butter. Very,
butter.
butter. Very good, Maria. So as you can see in these examples, we are talking about quantity. We saw a lot of birds, maybe 20 or 30 birds, many birds. So questions with the use or everything fine for the use? Okay, very good. So if you don't have questions with the use, tell me, Jose.
Can I change a lot to for many?
Yes, Jose. Yes, those are similar. You can say similar. You can say we saw many birds. You can say it like this. We saw many birds, and it has a very similar meaning. So now, let's see. Is that clear, Gerardo? Sorry, Jose.
Yes.
Okay, very good question. Those are very similar. So now we are going to start with this one, a little. And for this one, let's go with Jose. Help me read this one, a little.
A small quantity or uncountable noun.
Uncountable nouns. Very good, Jose. So this is very important. We use it for uncountable nouns. And let me ask, Mari, can you give me one example of uncountable nouns? One word, Mari, that is uncountable.
Sugar.
Sugar, very good. And Rene, one uncountable noun.
Water.
Water, very good. Thank you, Mari and Rene. So, for example, sugar and water for uncountable nouns. And look at this, we have some examples. So let me ask, let's see. Mari, can you read these 3 examples, please?
Okay, teacher. Would you like a little water? I want a little milk. I save a little money.
A little money, very good money. So as you can see, here we have water, we have milk, and we have money. That is uncountable and a small quantity. Is this clear or do you have any questions?
It's clear, teacher.
Okay, very good, Mari. Thank you. So if you don't have questions with a little, remember, uncountable and a small quantity. So now you are going to help me with some sentences. Then the first participant is going to be Rene. Tell me one sentence using a little, Rene. Rene Castillo, one sentence using a little. You can use, for example, water, sugar, coffee, what else? Money.
Ok, teacher. Tengo un poco mala señal.
It's okay, don't worry.
How much milk
How
do you
much?
need? How much milk, leche, do
Do
you
you need?
need?
Okay, very good. But in this case, Rene, one example using a little, the word a little.
Ok, teacher. Um, Solo que no vi bien el ejemplo anterior, teacher.
Okay, don't worry, we can go back. A little. Let me show you. These are some examples. Look at this, for example, this one.
Ok, teacher. Sería... would you like
Mhm.
would you like a little lemonade?
Very good. Would you like a little lemonade? Very good. Very good example, Rene. Would you like a little lemonade? Lemonade is uncountable. Great. Now let me ask Gerardo, can you give me another example using a little? Gerardo Cortés, one example using a little.
Yeah, would you like a little um, sugar in the coffee?
Very good. A little sugar in the coffee. Very good, Gerardo. Would you like a little sugar in the coffee? And let me give you the last example. You can, using would you like, that is very good, but you can use any other type of sentence. For example, I have a little money, for example. I have a little money left. So it can be any sentence, but with uncountable nouns. So questions or everything clear?
Everything is clear, teacher.
Okay, very good, Marie. So if you don't have questions, we go with the next one. And look at this. This is very similar. A few. And for this one, let me ask Jose, a few.
A small quantity, countable noun.
Countable nouns. Very good. So a small quantity, but Jose, what is the difference between a little and a few? What do you think, Jose? Both are for small quantities. So what is the difference?
Little is little, but a few is less than a little, I think.
Okay, nice. But a little and a few are for small quantities. But look at this. Little is for uncountable and a few is for countable. So that is the main difference. A little for uncountable and few for countable. And we have some examples. So let me ask Maria, can you help me read these two examples, Maria, please?
There are a few cars parked in front of my house. There are a few parks around my house.
Very good. Around my house. Very good, Maria. And now look at this. Let me ask you, Maria, cars is countable or uncountable, Maria?
Is countable.
Very good. And parks?
Uncountable.
Parks?
Uncountable. Uncountable.
Uncountable? Okay, but remember, uncountables don't have a plural form, but parks is in plural.
Ah, countable.
Countable, very good. So we
Okay.
use, thank you, Maria. So we use a few for countable. So questions with this one, and it's also a small quantity, like Jose read. So everything clear with this one? Feel free to ask if you have a question. Okay, so if you don't have
Clear.
questions, thank you, Rene. So if you don't have questions, let's go with this one and let me ask, Jose, can you give me one example, Jose, using a few?
There are a few birds in my house.
A few?
Birds.
So I cannot hear you very well. A few?
Big cat. Cat.
You said in my house. Can you write it in the chat, please? A few?
Cat.
A few cats. Sorry, I couldn't hear you very well, but now, yes. There are a few cats in my house. Very good example, Jose. A few cats. Now let me ask. Let's see. Let's go with Gerardo. One example using a few.
We have a few cars in the park.
We have a few cars
In the park.
in the park. Very good, Gerardo. Very good example. We have a few cars in the park. And finally, let me ask Rene, can you give me one example, Rene, using a few?
Okay, teacher. There are a few dogs in the year.
A few dogs
In the
in
year. the year en el patio.
Very good. In this case, is yard, in the yard. So there are a few dogs in the yard. Very good examples, guys. Very, very good examples. And as you can see, cats, cars, and dogs are countable. So now we can go with the next one. So look at this one. We have this word, a lot of and lots of. A lot of and lots of. So let me ask, Jose, can you read this one, please?
A large quantity, countable and uncountable nouns.
And uncountable nouns. Very good, Jose. So this one is a big, big quantity. And countable, uncountable for both, for the two. So the examples, let me ask Maria, can you read these two examples?
I had a lot of time to finish the exam. I have a lot of books. She has a lot of friends.
A lot of friends. Very good. And now let's see. Let me ask. Thank you, Maria. Let me ask Mari de Gonzalez. Mari, time is countable or uncountable, Mari?
Countable, teacher.
Time?
And
Can I say I have a lot of times?
uncountable, teacher.
Uncountable. Very good. Remember, with time, you can count hours. Hours are countable. You can say 2 hours, right? That is correct. Or also minutes. 5 minutes, for example. 5 minutes. Or seconds. You can say 60 seconds. But time is uncountable. Very good. And now let me ask you, Mari. Books is countable or uncountable?
Countable, teacher.
Very good. And friends?
Countable.
Countable. Very good. So as you can see, a lot of is for both. And these two phrases, a lot of and lots of, are the same. It depends on which one you want to use. So any doubts with this one? This one is for big, big quantities. No questions? Feel free to ask if you have any doubt. So I see that you don't have questions. So let's go with more examples. Let me ask Maria, can you give me one example, Maria? Using a lot of.
I had a lot of time to study English.
To study English. Very good example, Maria. I have a lot of time. Amazing. And now let me ask Jose, can you give me one example using a lot of, Jose?
I need a lot of sugar to make a pie.
To make a pie. Very good example, Jose. And now let me ask Mari de Gonzalez, the last example using a lot of.
Okay, teacher. I have lot of New paper.
New papers. Very good, Mari. I have lots of new papers. You mean newspaper like periódico?
Yes, teacher.
Very good. Newspapers. So we go like that. I have lots of newspapers. Very good example, Mari. And as you can see, we are using uncountable, time, and sugar. And then newspaper is countable. So for both. So before we go, everything fine? Before we go to the next phrase. Okay, amazing. I see that everything is clear. So, many, we have this word many. So, some of these words are similar. So, in this case, many is also for a large number, for a big quantity. And help me read, Rene, this one.
Many. A large number. Countable noun.
Countable nouns. Very good, Rene. So, many is only for countable. And can you read the examples? Can you read these 3 examples, Rene, please?
Okay, teacher. Example. I have many cousins. I don't have many shoes. He has many things to do.
To do. Very good, Rene. So, this one is only for countable and it's a big quantity. So, let me ask Gerardo, cousins is countable or uncountable, Gerardo?
It's countable.
Countable, very good. So that's why we are using many. So any question with this one, guys? Feel free
No,
to
teacher.
ask. Okay, thank you, Mari. So now let me ask Gerardo, one example using many.
Um, mm, I buy I buy many books.
Very good. I buy many books. Very good example, Gerardo. I buy many books. Let's go with another one. And for this one, let me ask. Let's see. Let me ask Maria, one example using many.
I have many tomato plants.
Plants. Very good, Maria. Very good example. I have many tomato plants. Very good. And the last example is going to be for, let's see, let me ask. Maddie, one example using many.
Okay, teacher. I don't have many skirts, falda.
Very
I'm
good.
not sure.
I don't have many skirts.
Yes, teacher.
Very good. You can pronounce it like this with an E. I don't have many skirts.
Skirts.
Very good, Maddie. Very good example. So as you can see, guys, this is quite easy. You are understanding very well. So many for a big amount and countable nouns. Now let's go with the next one. Look at this. We have much. And let me ask Gerardo, can you read this one? Much. Gerardo Cortés, can you read this one? A large, sorry, much.
A
This one.
large quantity, uncountable noun.
Uncountable nouns. Very good. And Gerardo, what is the difference between much and many? Because both are for a big quantity. What is the difference, Gerardo?
Yes. Much, a large quantity.
Mhm.
En cantidades grandes.
Yes, and but what is the difference between many and much? Let me show you. This is many. Many is for
Oh, it's countable.
countable. Very good. And much?
Much uncountable.
Uncountable. Very good. Both are for a big amount, but many is for countable and much uncountable. And we have two examples. And in the examples, let's see, let's go with Jose. Can you read these three examples, please?
I don't have much time. There is so much traffic in Los Chorros.
Very good. Very good, Jose. So here we have some examples using much. And look at this. Uncountable nouns, time and traffic. So questions with this word match or everything clear?
It's clear, teacher.
Okay, thank you, Marie. Very good. So if it's clear, let's create more examples. So for this example, let me ask Jose. One example, Jose, using much.
How much money we need to buy a house?
Do we need to buy a house? Very good example, Jose. How much money do we need to buy a house? Now, in the next one, let me ask Gerardo, one sentence using much. Not in a question. Pues no necesita hacer una pregunta. It can be in any sentence, Gerardo.
There is much noise in the town.
Very good. There is much noise in the town. The town, very good example, Gerardo. There is much noise, right? And noise is uncountable. You cannot count noise. And let's see, the final example is going to be for, let me ask Maddie, one example using much. Maddie de González, one example using much, Maddie. Okay, then let's see, let me ask Maria, one example using much, Maria. Maria Rivera.
How much? Fruit.
How much?
Fruit in the table.
In the table? Okay, how much?
How
Okay.
much? Sí, o less.
How much fruit? Okay, in this case, you can use this phrase, the one that we learned On Tuesday, right? How much fruit is there
There,
on the table?
okay, how much fruit is there on the table?
Very good. And this one like this, fruit, fruit.
Fruit.
Very good, fruit.
Fruit.
How much fruit is there on the table? Very good, Maria, very good example. And look at this, we use on because remember, on is, this is on, right? When something is on top, on. And this is in, this is in. The pen is in my hands, it's inside. So now, let's see, we are almost done with these words. So we have the word any. We have any. So let's go with, who is still here? Let's go with Gerardo. Can you read this one, Gerardo? Any.
Nothing countable nouns. Only in negative sentences.
In negative sentences. Very good, Gerardo. So, any, it is basically to say nothing, that you have nothing of the things, right? Zero. And it's only in, let's see, only in negative sentences. And for uncountable and countable, for the two in this case. So we have 3 examples right here. And let me ask Rene, can you read these 2 examples, Rene? Rene, is Rene here? Rene Castillo, can you read these 2 examples, please? I don't have. Okay, then let me ask Mari. Can you read these 2 examples, Mari? Mari de González.
Okay, teacher. I don't have any apple. He doesn't have any time to do the homework.
To do the homework. Very good, Mari. So, in this one, let me ask, let's see, let me ask Maria. Apples is countable or uncountable, Maria?
Countable.
Countable, very good. And time, Maria?
Uncountable.
Uncountable, very good. So, as you can see, we use it for both. And I don't have any apples. If I say I don't have any apples, that means I have 0 apples, nothing, 0 apples. Or this one, I don't have any time, 0 time. So, questions with this one? Or everything is great?
No question, teacher, is clear.
Okay, very good, Manny, thank you. So, again, let's create a few examples. And let me ask Rene, can you give me one example using any?
Ya sería mejor que me diera.
Mhm.
Okay.
One sentence using any. Remember, it's negative, only negative sentences.
Teacher.
Mhm.
Any, nothing, uncountable, countable nouns. Only negative sentence. Un ejemplo quería, ¿verdad? Teacher?
Yes, one example, Rene. Maybe he has a problem with the connection. Do you see any problem con la connection? So let's go with Jose. Can you give me one example using any, Jose?
There isn't any milk.
There
Can I
isn't.
say there is any milk?
There isn't any milk. That is correct, Jose, because it has to be negative. There isn't any milk.
And I
Very.
have a question.
Tell me, Jose.
A sentence for countable nouns with any. What could be?
With countable.
Yes.
Okay, for example, there aren't any apples in the fridge, for example. There aren't any apples in the fridge. Apples is countable. So you can say there aren't any apples, or there aren't any students in the classroom, for example. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, very good question, Jose. You can use it for the two of them. And the last example, Rene is back. The last example, Rene, using any.
Okay, teacher. There aren't any watermelon.
There aren't any watermelons. Very good, Rene. Very good example. So if I say there aren't any watermelons, it means that zero watermelons, 0 apples, and no milk. So very good, guys. You did an amazing job. And finally, the last word. And as you can see, this was quite easy. You did amazing. So let's see. Let me ask Maria. Can you read this one, Maria? Some.
Uncountable and countable nouns. We use it in positive sentences.
In positive sentences. Very good, Maria. Thank you. So this one is for both uncountable and countable, but positive sentences. And let me ask Gerardo, can you read these 3 examples, please? We are almost done.
We saw some lions at the zoo. I want some coffee. She ate some fries.
Very good. Just one thing, Gerardo, can you help me read this one? Lions, like this.
Oh, lion. Sure, lion.
Very good. And this one, fries, like this. Fries.
Fries.
Very good. Very good, Gerardo. So as you can see, this one is when it's not a small quantity, but it's not a big, it's like in the middle, right? Not a little, not so much, in the middle. So for example, I want some coffee, or she ate some fries. So everything clear with the last word or questions?
Is the teacher?
Okay, very good, Mari. So if you don't have questions, we go with the final examples. So help me with one example, Mari, using some.
Okay, teacher. And I want some juice.
I want some juice. Very good example, Maria. I want some juice. Now let me ask Gerardo one example using some.
Mm, I want some sugar in the mm, decir vaso, ¿qué es? O taza,
Mm, in the cup.
in the cup,
In
cup.
the cup. In the cup. Very good, Gerardo. Very good example. I want some sugar. And the last example is for Maria. One example, Maria, using some.
Some birds
Some birds
are beautiful.
are beautiful. Beautiful. There we go. Very good, Maria. Just one thing. Birds, like this. Birds.
Birds.
Very good.
Birds.
Some birds are beautiful. Very good, Maria. Very good examples. So now, guys, we are done with the quantifiers. As I told you before, these are quite easy. You did very good. You understood very well. So if you want to, you can practice. You can click on the icon, click on the book, for example, and you can practice. Pueden hallar unas activities, so you can practice if you want. So for the last section of the class, I'm going to ask you these questions, okay? And you have to speak as much as you can. So the first participant is going to be Jose. Let's go with Jose. Jose, what do you think about saving some money every week? Is that a good idea or a bad idea, Jose? Saving some money.
It's a good idea, but if I want to buy something, it's a bad idea.
Yes, that is true, Jose. And let me ask you, what is something that you spend a lot of money on? For example, I spend a lot of money on food. So what about you, Jose?
I spend a lot of money on shoes.
On?
Shoes.
On shoes.
Yes.
Ah, so you like shoes. And let me ask you, what is your favorite type of shoes or your favorite brand of shoes?
Um, Probably Pinging or Nike.
Oh, great. So yes, those are quite expensive. And finally, let me ask you, what do you think, Jose, about using the phone a lot of time?
It depends that what we are doing.
Okay, very good answer. Yes, it depends, right? If you are, it depends on what you are doing with the phone. Very good, Jose. Great participation. And let's see, choose the next participant, Jose.
Rene,
Rene, very good. So let's go with Rene. Rene, let me ask you. Rene, do you drink much water, Rene, during the day?
Um, yes, teacher. Um, I drink water. Glass weather.
You drink water?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, very good. And let me ask you, do you know how many cups of water do you drink? How many glasses of water?
Um, I drink water six six glass.
6 glasses, very good. So you drink a lot of water. And let me ask you, Rene, do you like coffee with a little or a lot of sugar?
And yes, teacher, I like coffee a little.
With a little sugar.
And with a little sugar.
With a little sugar, very
Poco,
good.
teacher, en el café.
Yes, too sweet is not very good. That is true. Very good, Rene. Thank you for participating. And now choose the next participant, Rene.
Sería alguien que no hay, José, teacher.
He already participated. You can choose Maria, Mari, or Gerardo.
José, teacher, casi no tengo buena señal, teacher.
Don't worry. José ya participó.
Ok, teacher, Gerardo.
Gerardo, very good. Thank you, Rene. Very good job. So we go with Gerardo. So, Gerardo, let me ask you, what do you think about saving some money, Gerardo?
Y como le decía el compañero, hay good idea.
Mhm.
Y, eh, buena idea, teacher, porque usamos para, nos sirve en la economía, va, pero no
Mhm.
sé cómo decirle.
To have a good economy.
To have a good economy.
Good economy, very good. And let me ask you, Rene, what is something, sorry, Gerardo, what is something that you spent a lot of money on? For example, I spend a lot of money on food or on clothes, for example. So what is something that you spend a lot of money on?
Excuse me, si no lo entiendo.
Okay, so for example,
Ujú.
I spend a lot of money on food. Is this one clear? I spend a lot of money on food. Gerardo? Is this one clear? I spend a lot of money on food. Do you
Bueno,
understand this one? Spend is like gastar. I spend a lot of money on food.
yes,
Okay, so
oh,
tell me one example, something that you spend a lot of money.
food, food, eh,
Okay. Okay, don't worry. Very good, Gerardo. Thank you for participating. Remember, spend is gastar. I spend a lot of money on food. I spend money on shoes, things like that. So very good, guys. Thank you for joining. We are done with the class. Remember, if you have any question, you can text in the group chat. See you next week, guys. Enjoy the weekend. Bye-bye. Have a good night.
Thank you.
You're welcome. See you.